Hello everyone, Brian Begley here from enCloud9, bringing you another insightful Dynamics 365 sales video. Today, we're diving into the exciting world of creating Power BI visualizations within Dynamics 365 and saving them to a custom dashboard. This video is going to be a bit longer than usual, but it's packed with valuable information. So if you find this video helpful, please give us a like and consider subscribing to our channel. It really helps us out. Now let's get started. So I have a view here that I created. It's based on the recent opportunities view that comes standard with Dynamics 365 sales, but I've added a field called owner so that I can create some Power BI visualizations around opportunities, their revenue numbers, and the estimated actual close dates of those opportunities. Now, if you've been using CRM for the last few years, you may have noticed that there's a button in the ribbon called Visualize this view, and it has this little yellow icon, and that's the Power BI icon. Now, if you've never clicked on it, you're missing out on a powerful tool to create visualizations and dashboards out of your CRM data. So we're going to create one here based on this view, and I'm going to click on Visualize this view. Now, it takes a few seconds for this to load, but when it does load, you'll see that it gives us a very nice pre-built dashboard, and we're going to now improve this dashboard to make it look even better. So for example, when I look at this first visualization, it's showing me actual revenue, which means a closed opportunity, by the estimated close date. This visualization over here shows me actual revenue by the actual close date. Now, this is a much more useful visual for me than actual revenue by estimated close date. We also can see it added a bar chart of actual revenue by the owners of the opportunities. And then finally, it added a chart for estimated revenue by estimated close date. One more thing that it added on this view here, the actual revenue by estimated close date, is it added a narration down at the bottom to give you some more information. Now, we're going to go in and make a few changes to this. First thing I want to do is I want to change this view from actual revenue by estimated close date to the actual revenue by the actual close date. So what I need to do with that is I need to click on this little personalize this visual icon. And I could change a lot of things at this point. So on this visualization, all I want to do is change the x-axis from estimated close date to actual close date. And now we see the chart looks just like this. It looks like we had some excellent revenue trends going from August all the way up through January, and February things went bad, but now that it's March, things are beginning to turn around and we're starting to see some revenue. And the narration down here will describe this to us. So for example, it tells us that between January 19th of 2025 and March 9th, our revenue trended down a 46% decrease. That's all valuable, really good information. So we've got this report looking pretty good. Now I want to change this little chart dashboard, and I'm going to say, since this is basically a copy of this other one, I want to turn this into estimated revenue by estimated close date. So we go in, we change the x-axis to estimated close date, and we change the y-axis to estimated revenue. And we get this nice little chart. Now, one thing we could do if we want to is we could change the way the chart is visualized. So I can say I want to see a ribbon chart, or I can show a waterfall chart, which shows different ways of visualizing your revenue leading up to the total revenue on as of today. So we have opportunities all open from January 19th estimated closing dates all the way through April 2025 estimated closing dates. I'm going to leave that chart there. I like the way that looks. Then we're going to go down to this chart. Now, this first one on the bottom, I don't really have any need for this because we already are showing this data up here. So I want to show a chart that shows me my estimated revenue by the salesperson. So I'm going to click on my personalize button, and I'm going to say actual revenue. So we're going to say actual close date, actual revenue, but then I'm going to actually change the actual close date to the owner. And so now it's showing me a line chart that displays the sales by the owners of each of these opportunities. And it looks like Brian did about 400,000, Deborah did about 200,000, and Ashish did about maybe 100,000. Now this is a nice chart, but it doesn't really show information in the best way. So I would go switch this, for example, to what's called a tree map. And a tree map gives you a really nice visualization of the data that we're looking at. Obviously from here, it looks like Brian Begley has the most revenue. Deborah comes in second, Ashish comes in third during the period that this dashboard is showing us data for. I like that. Now I'm going to make one more change on this dashboard, and that is I'm going to change this chart from a bar chart about revenue by owner to a bar chart based on accounts. So I look at this and I can see that Trey Research has $250,000, Fabricam has about 200,000, and I may or may not like the way this is displayed. So I'm going to change this from a clustered bar chart into another visualization. Let's do that tree map again. I really like that. And now I can easily, quickly view 4 pieces of data: revenue by actual close date, estimated revenue by estimated close date, actual revenue by owner with a quick view of who's been bringing in the most revenue over the last 12 months, and actual revenue by account, who are our most valuable clients. Now, here's the part of this that I really like. I can now save this Power BI visualization, and when I do that, it's going to say, how do I want to save this? So I'm going to save this as a Power BI file. Let's do that right now. And I'm going to call this Revenue Opportunity Report. Okay, so Revenue Opportunity, and I'm saving it to a workspace in Power BI called My Workspace. Now, this report has just been saved, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how to take this report I just created and add it to a Power BI dashboard. So we are now in Power BI, and we're in My Workspace. And to do the next part, you do need to have a Power BI license. So you might want to purchase a Power BI Pro license. It costs like between $10 and $15 per user. You'll need one of these to create this visualization. So let's go through the steps of creating this Dynamics 365 dashboard with the data we previously created on revenue from sales opportunities. So the first thing we need to do is, once we're in Power BI and once we're in My Workplace, we're going to create a new item. And that item is a dashboard. So I'm going to click on Dashboard. We're going to give it a name, and we're going to call it Revenue Opportunity Dashboard. And we're going to create that. And it's going to show us an empty dashboard. What we need to do is a process called pinning that visualization we created onto this dashboard. And the way we do that is we click on our back arrow. We're going to leave the dashboard, and we're going to scroll through this list of records till we find the visualization report that was created in Dynamics 365. Now, if you remember, we called it Revenue Opportunity when we saved it in Dynamics 365. Here we see the Revenue Opportunity Dashboard we just created. Click on the 3 dots or open it up to edit it. We're going to see this report that we built back in Dynamics. We can make changes in here if we want to, but right now all I'm going to do is click on the edit button. And when I get into the edit button, I have a couple of options here. I click on Pin to a Dashboard, and I choose which dashboard I want to pin it to, or I can create a brand new dashboard. Let's find that Revenue Opportunity Dashboard I just created. Here it is right there. And we're going to pin this live. So what that means is the data is going to continually be refreshed whenever I open this record. Now, because we created this dashboard components in Dynamics 365 and built it in Power BI, when we bring this dashboard into Dynamics 365, because of single sign-on, we won't be prompted to log in to Power BI in order to view it. So let's do the last step, and this step is taking this Revenue Opportunity Dashboard I just created and bringing it into Dynamics 365 as a personal dashboard. So I'm back here in Dynamics 365. I've moved over to the dashboard section. I'm going to click on the New button. I'm going to choose Power BI Dashboard, and it's going to ask me for which workspace and which dashboard do I want to use. Well, we have My Workspace. I'm going to go through my dashboard and find the Revenue Opportunity Dashboard. I'm going to choose Save after I look at it here, and it looks pretty correct for what I created. I'm going to click Save. I'm going to click OK, and there it is. There's the dashboard I just built using the visualization tool, taking it into Power BI to attach it to a dashboard, and then reopening it in Dynamics 365 as its own dashboard. I can leave this dashboard, Revenue Opportunity. I can look at some of my other dashboards, for example, my Sales Activity Dashboard, and there go back to my Revenue Opportunity Dashboard.